kids out there.
Great, thank you.
Have you ever watched a youth baseball game and thought that several of the players on the field did not belong there? Maybe they were too strong and too weak for the general level of play. Have you ever thought that the field was too small for the players, or the player was too small for the field? Have you ever considered the reason for this and the end result? Reason number 2 in our countdown list, playing by ability and not by age.
The Ted Williams League groups its players by ability and not by age. All players are placed into these groups each year through the TWL evaluation process, which considers the player's body weight, height, running speed, arm strength, their general baseball skills, and finally their age. These evaluation numbers are then sent to TWL headquarters, where they are reviewed, and then TWL headquarters places each player into a TWL division. Ability and not age allows all players to be placed within dimensions that fit their personal physical ability, allowing them to experience what the TWL calls reasonable challenge. Reasonable challenge continues throughout the career of all TWL players. Ability not age takes number 2 on the top 10 countdown list because of the physical safety factor that is obvious when the correct bodies are within the correct field dimensions. Equally important are the psychological effects of all players playing in a division created with reasonable challenge as its objective. Who wants to bat against 3 boys that nobody hits? Who wants to play on a field with throws very few can make? What is the pitcher getting out of a game when he strikes out just about everybody on the other team? Do you think the outfielders are having fun? When divisions are selected in the traditional format, where divisions are created by age, we have found that 20% of the division should be moved either up or down from that age level. When this group of players is removed, all players are now at reasonable challenge. What is vital to note is that not only are the removed players now playing in a division of reasonable challenge, but more important is the fact that the group remaining is now also at reasonable challenge because the 20% removed is no longer there distorting the play of the entire division. When we come back, the number 1 reason to play in the Ted Williams League, do you know what it is?
I thought it was great. I thought it gave them a lot of instruction, and it really told the kids what they needed to do and how they had to go about doing it.
I like the details and the format they had with the different style of roles. I thought it was very good for 'em.
Myself, my wife, as well as my son play in the Ted Williams
League. Every child gets to play every position. I think it's a wonderful learning experience.
Have you ever heard of a young player hurting their arm, or the limitation on the number of pitches a player is allowed to throw? Reason number 1 on our countdown list, the elimination of Little League elbow.
Little League elbow is a documented medical condition that has plagued youth sports for over a half of century. It is a stress on the medial elbow that occurs as the result of repetitive throwing. Little League elbow affects 20 to 40% of all players, not just the pitcher, between the ages of 9 and 12 years old. It then affects 30 to 50% of all adolescents. Unfortunately, it is suspected that these numbers are even higher, but watered down due to the fact that young boys and adolescents choose not to complain. As we mentioned earlier, the Ted Williams League uses 3 different size plates that are in proper scale to the hitter's arms and bats. The Ted Williams League also uses 3 different baseballs that are also proportionate to the player's body and ability. These changes, coupled with our placement of players in divisions that balance ability and dimension, have solved the Little League elbow problem in youth baseball. In 12 seasons of Ted Williams League play, there are no documented occurrences of Little League elbow. Again, in 12 seasons of TWL play, there are no documented cases of Little League elbow. This clearly places the elimination of Little League elbow #1 on our countdown list. So what do you do now? We've put this show together in the Ted Williams League because we knew the amount of information comparing the two formats was too much information for a volunteer organization to digest in the amount of time they had each season.
If you are a parent, coach, player, umpire, or league director hoping to provide a safer, more enjoyable presentation of baseball to your children, get on the computer or pick up that phone and contact us.
If you belong to another baseball organization, maybe you'd like to enter a team in one of our various divisions playing this spring, or possibly even enter our summer tournament.
Maybe you're just one player wanting to play in the TWL, or a parent that would like to start a team in your town.
Maybe you're a coach, an umpire, a scorekeeper, or just a volunteer, and you've been out of the game for one of the reasons you've seen today in this show. Well, now it's time to get back involved.
After hearing what the players, parents, and coaches like about the Ted Williams League, now it's time for you to check it out for yourself.
I hope you've enjoyed the show. On behalf of the Ted Williams League, I'm Steve Ferroli. Get a good pitch to hit. Right, Scotty, come on up.
Years ago, when I was so young, I found you.